What I learned owning a business, a home building company, doing a build for Extreme Makeover, is hard to put into words. The very first time that we got a chance to do this, we all in the whole company believed that this was a life-changing experience for us. Not only were we going to get to help a family and help a community, but it was Extreme Makeover. I mean, it was, we'd watched the show and we'd try for years, and you know, we were a part of this because we're home builders. We have the opportunity to change people's lives every day, and that's what we do. And as a business owner, to get an opportunity to be a part of this, it really was a once in a lifetime, and I think really we got a chance to change the lives of the families and the people that we touched, but I can say quite honestly that it probably changed my life more than anyone's, because gratitude is a word that we use a lot around here, and we're very grateful for the opportunity to be connected to a community and connected to an experience in a way that, that without this show we never would have had the opportunity to do it. So very grateful is how it is one way that it changed my life. And from a community perspective, you know, owning a business, you never do something like this to capitalize on it. And I don't think that we've ever sold a home because we did it. But that wasn't why we did it. To be a part of one build was one thing. To be a part of 3 builds, specifically to go down to New Orleans and help 2 volunteer firefighter families and their families, and to help a church that got destroyed by Katrina. It's not to help us with our business, it's because it's an opportunity to do what we love to do, and we got a chance to give back in a way to our communities that we never otherwise would have had a chance to give back to. And I think for the growth of our company, you know, when we first met with the producers, and it seems like yesterday, this was back in 2006, we first met with the producers, they told us that this would be one of the biggest team building exercises that we'd ever go through. And I can say, looking back at those three builds, that that's exactly what it was. It was 3 of the best team building exercises that we ever could have had, but for the expanded team of not only our company, but the entire community that we got a chance to be a part of. And I think one of the things too that really separated us is that with my relationship with my brother-in-law Tyrone is that there's 2 of us, and when we first did our building up in Minot in 2006, we got a chance to do something different in the sense that he drove the bus on the construction side of the project, and I was able to drive the bus on the marketing side and the community involvement and the awareness side of the project. And we actually brought out shirt cannons from football games, and had marching bands, and I lost my voice because we started doing updates to the crowd, and it started totally unscripted because I'd walk by and we were known as the green team because we were all wearing our green shirts. We did that again in 2008, and then we wore our black shirts for our local build, but we were known as the green team when we did it in Minot, and people would look at us with the green shirts on and say, hey, can you give me an update on what's going on? So that started with updating 5 people, and then, you know, an hour later there was 25 people, and then a few hours later those same people were there saying, talk to that guy, he knows. And I started giving updates to the crowd, and it turned out to be hundreds of people, and we got a PA system, and people from blocks around could hear these updates, and 3 o'clock in the morning we're telling them what's going on, what our schedule is, and it was part of what made it to be such an extreme experience, because there's so many things that happen that are unscripted, that being one of them that stuck with us. As a matter of fact, when they called us and we went to do our build down in New Orleans, I tried to do updates down there, and that was a little bit more difficult because of the community that we were in and the involvement from the community, but we did updates down there and got people involved, and we did our updates here again, and we actually had, you know, a great experience. We had the fire department were called out here in Moorhead for a fire, and it turned out to be a false alarm. And their way back, we were talking to the local fire chief, and they were very involved. Moorhead was fantastic to build in, and they were very involved, and they got the fire department to come up, and we did a big drive-by where they raced up and had the lights blaring and the whole 9 yards, and ran out, and they pulled out their hoses, and we used their hoses to water the grass because we just put the sod in. And we had probably 1,000 people in the audience who were watching that. Those kinds of experiences that really stick with your heart forever.